What do you mean it sucks?
This pepper beef is too damn spicy.
What are you talking about? This is good.
What is up, guys? Pepper Too Spicy here. Hope you guys are doing alright. Welcome to Tekken Quick Tips number 4. And in this episode, we're going to do something a little different. It's going to be really quick. And it's going to be basically, how do you approach online? And this question is probably really important for those of you who don't really have someone locally to play with or a local scene. Or you just, you just prefer to play online, whatever's up to you. And online is an interesting beast. I think online was better in Tag 2, but the interface in Tekken 7 is a lot better. PC has probably the most lag-free and cleanest online, but PS4 probably has the worst of it. Xbox Live is okay, but I think there is definitely, in my opinion, the stronger competition is on PS4. I'm pretty sure because most of the veterans bought the PlayStation 4 version, even though right now it is technically the inferior version. So I think the one thing I'm really going to talk about the most is, let's talk about ranked, right? Ranked is what people kind of care about in Tekken, and in online. And it's something that needs to be talked about because it's a matter of importance for some people, and it's a matter of whatever for some people. Player match, I'll get that right out of the way. Player match, of course, you just go here really if you just want to warm up. If you care about ranked, if you care about ranks, then you play player match first to warm up. If you go online and you're like, okay, today I'm gonna hit this rank, or I'm gonna try to hit this rank, don't jump in straight into rank, please. Just go to player match, warm up there. Just really warm up there, because you're gonna risk yourself losing. You're gonna risk losing your rank if you go to rank match first. So don't do that. Also, you want to make sure you have the best connection possible. 5 only is what I always do, and always, if you can, please have wired connections. It depends on who you want to play if you don't care about who you play, but if you want to rank up quickly, you would have to do plus or minus 2 only, which means you'll only fight people at your rank and 2 above it or 2 below it. If you do this, then anybody greater or lower than that, they're not going to give you a lot of rank points, and you're not going to rank up. Basically, how ranks work in Tekken is that the more you play someone that's closer to your rank or your rank itself, the more points you get. And these points eventually build up into you ranking up to the next rank where you get a promotion match. Same thing in the reverse scenario. If you lose the people closer to your rank or your rank, it knocks you down a lot of points, and you eventually will get a demotion match. A change from Tekken Tag 2 is you can promote or demote off of any rank now. So, any rank close to you. So I think within the 3 rank range, you can demote or promote someone. Right before, it used to be you can only promote if you played someone at your rank or someone higher than you. You can, in this game, you can promote off someone lower than you. So that's that change. Tournament mode, I don't really mess with this too much. It's good for making money, but otherwise it's just a messy system. Because it's only best of 1, and there's it's not always losers bracket. Sometimes it's single bracket, so that's really annoying. So I prefer tournaments of best 2 out of 3. I don't like best of 1 tournaments. I think a lot of Japanese tournaments are like that, so I don't really prefer that kind of system. But it's good for making money if you want to make money. Anyways, so the thing I want to talk about, of course, right now, of the most importance, is how much actually does rank actually matter. That's the topic I want to get to in this video. So let's go to leaderboards really quick. Go to rankings. Let's go to me. So I'm Pepper Too Spicy here on PS4. My PS friend has been revealed. Now I'm gonna probably get a bunch of friend requests like crazy. I don't know, but so I'm a Juggernaut, right? So that's the 3rd rank in the yellow ranks. Above this, which is a ton of people, is Usurper, and then Vanquisher, and then Destroyer, and then I don't know what's after that, like Savior or Overlord. Yeah, Savior, then Overlord, I think. So I'm ranked number 200. I'm tied for 2,672 in the world, rather. That's pretty decent, I think. But how much does this matter, really, right? How much does this actually matter? In my opinion, it matters a little bit. And I mean a little bit, I mean it is an indication, but it is not hardcore proof of a player's ability to play. Now, there's a lot of fucking Juggernauts. I did not realize this. There's a ton of Juggernauts. Here we have my friends list, right? And I have some friends who are Grandmaster, Brawler, Fighter, Vanguard, Warrior, and then I have, fucking Fergus is at Byakko on my damn friend list. And Jesse's that usurper. The thing here is that this is a good breadth of like a good range of ranks right here, right? So I would say, in my opinion, in my experience in Tekken 7, everybody from the beginner rank to the silver rank, which is Dan's, is people who are really getting used to the game. They don't really understand how to play the game. They're maybe about button mashers. And then when you get to light blue ranks, which would be, I believe, initiate or something to grandmaster, these people, they usually have combos down, but at the same time they are usually really unoptimized and they don't really know how to stop themselves from attacking. They don't really know how to defend. And then green ranks is a mix. So brawler to, I would say, marauder, low green ranks, is people who have a little bit understanding of the game as a whole in the meta, but they are really tunnel vision. Like they only have like one setup or so, or one thing to fall back on, and when that doesn't work, they kind of lose. Fighter to Vanguard is a little bit different. It's a mix of better players and still crazy players. When I mean crazy players, I mean people who get away with one kind of setup that other people can't beat, so they sneak into these higher ranks. And then it's starting to get a little bit better players. Like usually Vanguards, they have optimal combos and they know how to punish and so forth. Movement is still not really good in the Vanguard area. And Vanguard is right on the border of Yellow. And Yellow in this game, Yellow, in my opinion, is the start of the players who really start to think really heavily in this game. They have a thinking mind. They can adapt. They can see what's going on in a match. They can see what's going wrong. They can step. They can whiff punish. They can block punish. They can dash. They can use movement really well. But it's still not unoptimized. Like these are still like very players who still need to work on their game a little bit. They have maybe a flaw in their game plan or something like that, or they're still not very used to character matchups. And then if you go higher, Juggernaut and Usurper is pretty much on the border of orange, so I would say these are the better players out of yellow, so they just have a little bit more polish to their game. Still maybe a flaw or two, but you know, it's still really polished. And then once you get to orange and up, these are pretty much gonna be your tournament level players, I'd say. These are players who really care about the game. Everybody who made it to orange, for the most part, they may be like a sore loser who sends you hate mail, or they won't accept your match, or they don't do revenge matches. But these are people who, at least they care about the game. Like, they are a thinking mind. They look up research about the game. They look up strats. They look up optimal combos. They look up matchup stuff. They care about the game. These are not randoms who picked up the game like, you know, day one, they never played a fighting game before in their life, and they're just like, it's a fighting game, whatever, now I'm Vanquisher. Like, no, these are people who, usually they're past Tekken veterans, and if they're not, then they seriously care about the game, and they put a lot of time into it. Not saying that everybody at Vanquisher, or Destroyer, or whatever, or Usurper, deserves their rank. Like, some people, for example, I got into, I got into Juggernaut by defeating an Akuma who was Juggernaut, and he was one of the worst Akumas I've ever seen. He jumped back, threw fireballs, ran in your face, did sweep, or the launcher mix-up. And once I figured him out, sidestep fireball, react to that sweep, and just punish his mid-launcher, he was done. Like, he didn't know what to do against Law at all. I went in his face, and I must have done a billion unsafe strings, and I knew I was going to get away with it. So that guy, I would not say was really a Juggernaut in terms of skill level. He was more like a Vanguard, because I would assume he got there because he got away with a lot of Akuma stuff, or he got lucky in who he fought against. So, yes, like, he could be a Juggernaut online. Like, he could go up to me in real life and say, hey, I'm Juggernaut, and I played him, and like, this is definitely not what I expect from a Juggernaut player. Or let's say I played Fergus all the way at the top, and let's say he was not actually a good Oscar, it was all a lie, and like he was just jabbing into parry, and then after I figured out that he's jabbing into parry, and I beat him like 10-0, like, he wouldn't be a Byakko. Byakos don't do that. Like, people at the red ranks, especially, like, let's go to the top of the leaderboards, right? I think these two are boosters, but I could be wrong. But let's look at some of the people here. So we've got Speed Kicks, of course, one of the top American players, probably the best American Hwarong player. KitKat 3000, which is the PSN of Anakin, who was top 8 at EVO this year. He was 5th place, in fact. The highest ranking American at EVO this year was Anakin, the Jack player from Atlanta. Tishuman, a very good Japanese player. I think he's living in Italy at the moment. It's a really good player. We've got Manji Yoshi, very good Yoshi player from America. Let's see, there's a lot of Japanese players here as well. We've got Chikurin, Gimbo Jin, he's a very good player. We've got Kane and Trent, the UK's probably best player and their best Yoshimitsu, probably the best Yoshimitsu in the EU, probably. Magnificent, very good player from Buffalo, New York. He's on ITS, Genbu. So you've got Nobi, of course, the best Japanese player, some regard, Genbu at Dragonov. NYC Fab, best player in New York City, I'd say, in the Northeast region as a whole. So Genbu with Miguel. Gen, the best Leo in Japan, and probably the best Leo in the world is Genbu Leo. Ranks are not everything. Like, it's just a trophy. But the higher you go up in rank, the more it starts to count. Like, not as like you go up to someone and you be like, hey, I'm a Genbu, bow down before my might and power. Like, that doesn't guarantee anything. Like, I was never Genbu in Tekken Tag 2, yet I still beat Genbu level players before. So it does not mean that just because I'm a lower rank does not mean that it's impossible for me to beat a higher rank. It just depends on the player. They're just an indication. It's not proof. It's not hardcore stats that this guy is definitely better than you. It just means that they're used to a level of play which is gonna have a lot of really smart thinking players. And yellow, like I said, is very iffy. It's just the beginning of the really players who really think about the game a lot, who care. And then the more you go up, the more they care, the more they care, the more they care, the more skilled the more they're used to having a very heavy skilled environment. You know, it's all in the eye of the beholder, because of course, you know, online is flawed. There's lag. There's of course there's boosters too. There's like lag switching. There's hackers on PC. So it's not set in stone. It's just an indication of, you know, how good is someone's potential. Like if they're a Juggernaut, you can expect some things. That doesn't mean they're the best player. It just means that they're probably capable of thinking on a higher level. Rank. Don't stress out about it too much. It's just a trophy. What matters is how well you can play. The title, that's nice, but no. The real thing is, what do you do in game? That's the real thing that matters. Nobody's gonna be like, get out of here, brawler trash. Like, well, some people might be like that, but you know, like it doesn't matter, because once you show on the gameplay that you are a capable player, then they just throw the brawler out the window. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.